Alright, what's going on guys? It's Almond. Welcome back to another Wizard101 video. In today's video, I'm gonna teach you guys how to cheese Loon Knight challenge mode. Now it's been a minute since I've uploaded a cheese video. Last time I uploaded a cheese video, honestly, I think it was Montgomery possibly, when Montgomery came out and people were wondering how to cheese that. But this is a new cheese. I've been kind of holding off on this because I've been doing other videos, but I feel like I was going to double upload today because I had the time to. And a lot of people have been wondering where the Loon Knight challenge mode video is. And I was like, okay, I think it's time to drop this video. But this video is literally, you'll learn everything. You should be able to get your 10 badges in the span of an hour. Now that is not even me joking. Like within an hour, possibly an hour and a half, you can get your badges done for challenge mode very easily. This is not a standard mode guide. Preface, this is a challenge mode guide. So if you have the people to do this, you will burn through your badges so fast. I kid you not, I think I timed a run and it took about like 11 minutes on challenge mode. Now to preface, when I did this on stream when Salanopolis came out and we got world's first Salanopolizer, challenge mode was a little bit more difficult for this. This was the hardest one out of all of them. It was the one that I was daunting to make a video on because of how long it was. There's so many intricacies, but in this video we're just going to ignore every single cheat in this whole dungeon. Now this is legal because the fact is we're using cards at our disposal. We aren't using any stagger joining cheese or anything like that. This is specifically whatever was mechanic in the game I just used to my disposal. Now obviously I didn't use this to get Salanopolizer, but this is something that players can do now if they really want to get that gear and stuff like that. And you can get gear at a boosted rate for something like this, and moon dust that you get from here is like around 12 to 13. So for the amount of runs, or like however long it takes, it's kind of decent because the fact is we're just cheesing the whole dungeon. So there's that. But if you do enjoy this type of content, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all type of stuff. Appreciate all the people who support all the cheese content and all the future cheese videos, because this is the first of many. And I thought I'd end off the year with a bang, get you guys your Christmas gift early, and here's your cheese video on Loon Knight. Also, don't forget to join the Discord. I appreciate everyone that joins the Discord. It does help out a lot. And to all the people who leave a comment as well, it does help out with the algorithm more than you realize. So definitely leave a comment saying thank you, Almond, for this cheese. So what we're going to do is we're going to have 2 supports in this challenge mode, and we're going to have 2 storms. I usually have 2 storms. I'm sorry. If you don't have 2 storms, I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do about it. I just do it with every single strat. It's just more beneficial, more quicker, more optimal. So on one of your supports, you are going to learn Mega Taunt. Now you might be like, what did you just say? Yes, Mega Taunt. Now, in an unreleased video of me doing Huok challenge mode, yes, Huok challenge mode from the, I guess, the Arc 2 rematches, in that video I was going to upload, but I used Mega Taunt to evade a lot of cheats and just to make it a lot more easier. Same thing with Loon Knight. You can use Mega Taunt and evade the cheats that Drake Lockley and Quentin Quayle do. Now everyone knows in this dungeon that if you've done it before on standard mode, it's the same exact cheats on standard mode, just preface to challenge mode. They spam the living hell out of their cheats. They will say 1-2 punch, let me see, that's it, that's the ticket or whatever. And then there's some other ones that it's almost engraved in my head at this point. But Mega Taunt just evades that cheat entirely and you just don't get hit. Yeah, that's the whole cheese. So what we're doing is we're using Mega Taunt, and then we're basically blade stacking into a Sirens. Using any type of hanging effect like blades, bubbles, traps, tots, all that whole spiel, it activates a cheat. But what we're doing is Mega Taunt's effect doesn't activate till round 2. So using round 1 to, it's okay if we take some hits. So that's why we're using like Bubble and Reinforce. Because yes, you still take a hit, but you don't get hit with the weakness or anything like that. They don't shield or trap. And then we're just going to blade stack the last person into a max tier Path B Sirens. Now you will be a little bit more overkill on this first fight, but it's just more of a safety net because of how annoying they can get. So that's how we have that. And on your supports, you specifically want to be weaved into storm weaving. Yes, it was bound to happen. It was bound to happen for me to make a guide that has storm weaving blades. I said I was going to do it. here it is, because it's actually a necessity in the last fight. So keep that in mind. So for this first fight, using those weaving blades on that last person will make sure that your sirens does a lot more damage than intended. Now on top of that, the supports have to be 2 different schools that are weaved into storm weaving. So if you have 2 life characters in slot 1 and 2, it's not going to work, right? Because the fact is that you will have the same weaving blade, so it won't stack. But if it was like a myth and a death, for example, both weaved into storm, those of the blades are going to stack and work on storm too. So it's something that you need to keep in mind when you're doing this strategy. And yes, as I stated, you are going to overkill, right? And it's just, the fact is just you can't kill them in 2 rounds. Yeah, you can't. Of course, you could do some niche things, but like I said, I'm not going to include those niche things as in getting hit and leaving the weakness on us, because we don't want to be losing our HP at the same time. So keep that in mind. First fight is literally 3 rounds. You're good to go. And I'm not going to explain the cheats in here because, like I said, this isn't like a quote-unquote how to kill Loon Knight, because this is a cheese video. We're just going to preface the cheese stuff. So for the second fight with Old Quack, you're going to be basically doing the same thing, but with some extra buffs, because there is some niche cheats that Old Quack has. So you can't use like Dragon Blade, Bounce Blade, all that type of stuff till round 2, because that Mega Taunt will be in effect. So on round 1, we're just going to be using Mega Taunt and then using 2 different single blades, well technically 3 single blades, on the last person. Right, because if not, Old Quack will activate his cheat and you basically will lose all those blades. So that's why we wait until the Mega Taunt is in full effect at the beginning of round 2, and then we just literally blade stack the crap out of the last person, and then you do a bubble, and then you do max tier path to be sirens, and you kill everyone. Yes, everyone, including the mobs. You literally just kill everybody. So that's something you need to mention. If you really need to, you can always carry backup hits, because you have less than 7 cards in your deck, so you can always carry side deck treasure card hits. You're more than welcome to, like, carry Kraken or something like that. If you don't feel confident and you're not hitting the stat caps, you're more than welcome to do that. And that's it. That's how you defeat Old Quack. Very straightforward. And then finally, we move on to the daunting fight, which is Loon Knight, right? This will be Loon Knight, including all the other ducks that you just fought in all the previous fights. They all will be in this fight, so they all have their cheats in full effect here. But Mega Taunt exists, so we're just going to be using Mega Taunt to evade everything, anything and everything. So for the first round, we are using Mega Taunt, but we are using a Storm Blade. Now look, they will activate their cheat and hit the last person, but it's something you have to do as a safety net, because if you don't have if they have a shield or something like that, when you hit on that 3rd round, it does chalk up the run a little bit. So you do have to play a risky game, and blades the last person at the beginning of round 1, and then the other storm is just going to be cleansing it off of them, because we don't want that weakness on them. Yes, you can blade over it, but you don't want that last person to be basically almost dead by round 2. So that's why we're using cleanse to get rid of that weakness, and we're using reinforce. Then on round 2, we are just going to be blade stacking like crazy on storm 2. Make sure you have your storm weaving blades, of course. And then on round 3, this is when he activates his cheat, I believe, where he tries to use Shatterhorn, but since you're using Mega Taunt, it kind of just evades the cheat entirely. Now I do want to preface this, when you guys do pull Loon Knight, pull the far right tick. Now there's a reason why you want to pull the far right tick, the lunatic, because that is the one that's specifically the ice mob, and the ice one has a hidden bubble in his deck. So if you pull him in slot 1, it will make it a lot more easier. So we're even using that to our advantage. So make sure you pull the far right mob. I forgot to include that, but yeah, make sure you guys are doing that. And then of course, yeah, he does his cheat where he does the Shatterhorn and he does basically a taunt. He's still activating his taunt, but things the Shatterhorn does 0 damage because Mega Taunt breaks his cheat. Yeah, that's a thing. So just use your Storm Weaving Blade, and then you're going to use Bubble, and then this time around, the Storm is actually hitting as well, the other Storm. The reason why they're using max tier Path to be Sirens is not because it's like, oh, they're hitting, you know, and stuff like that. It's not because of that. It's because they can still shield. Shields are in their deck, right? And Loon Knight still has a shield in his deck as well. He has a hidden shield. So that's why we're using Sirens to just break off all the shields. And then of course Storm 2 will just do the finishing blow and just hit with another max tier Sirens. And you just kind of just kill everyone. And if for some reason, you know, you don't kill at this point, carry a backup hit. Just everyone should just carry a 2-pip backup hit. I didn't include it in the strat because you shouldn't need it, but I know with everyone's stats going to be a little bit weird. You can just have a 2-pip hit on every single character, and there you go. That's how you defeat Loon Knight Challenge Mode. This is a cheese video, so I'm not going over the cheats of all of them specifically, but I will say though, if you kill the other ducks before Loon Knight, Loon Knight will absorb their cheats. So yeah, that's a thing. So that's something you should probably keep in mind. So even if you try killing the other ones, you'll just take their cheats. So yeah, if you guys want to see a full-on guide on how to defeat Loon Knight and everything like that, like on challenge mode, like the proper intended way, I definitely will make a video on it later down the line. But for now, enjoy your cheese strat, get your runs done, get as much gear as you want from here, like your boots, your deck, your square jewel, your sword pins. Have fun with the fight, get your stuff done. And of course, at the time of recording this, it is chest reroll, so you can reroll the challenge mode chest if it's still active at the time this video goes up. Yeah. But hopefully you guys enjoy your Christmas gift early and enjoy cheesing your Loon Knight fight. And yeah, but I will say Megataunt does break out, or Megataunt breaks other fights in the game too. So good luck finding out all those all those issues, because I will not preface them in this video. Have fun. Leave a like, subscribe, all type of stuff. Join Discord as I said, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.